Hey guys, it's Korah here and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special replay for you guys. It's actually going to be a tournament replay, so I don't really usually show tournament replays a whole lot on this channel. However, with the Origin tournament, or like not the Origin tournament, the Leader tournament, there was a Leader tournament going on earlier, and my Origin team was playing in it. Wasn't really the Origin team that you guys are used to seeing in the top 4 stages of like the bigger tournaments, but this is a team with a couple players from that team, and as well the rest were mostly newer players like looking to play tournaments and get some more experience. So we were running a team with them. I did stream the tournaments for the most part. However, this game here that I got a replay of was actually not on stream, so this is why it's a little bit of a special replay. And I think it comes at a good time as well. It's right after I did my tier list as well. And if you guys watch that, you can see I put the tier 100 directly in S tier. For me, it's a very strong light tank, probably best light tank in the game. And I think in this replay you'll be able to see why. And I know I did get a couple comments on the tier list video to try to make videos based on what I ranked in the S tier and stuff, to try to make tier lists on those kind of vehicles and showcase them. And I think this is a perfect replay to show you guys. Now, we were up against Rejects, which is a pretty good NA team at the moment. And yeah, I think they were top 4 before, so by all means they're a very strong team. And should be interesting for you guys to watch, and I hope you enjoy. Just make sure you smash that like button and make sure you subscribe as well if you aren't already to the channel, so yeah, you guys can see some more epic replays. But without ado, let's get right into it. So now we're entering the game here, and real quick, as we look at the enemy lineup here, I can see that they have 4 E50s, and I can only assume they're going to go med side with this kind of lineup. So what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to tell my entire team to go med side to try to face the E50s, and I myself will go somewhere a little bit further away from the E50s because I don't really want to run into the E50s, so I'm not going to go med side. I'm going to go toward the middle here, try to get some spots, and just see kind of like what's what I'm going to run into. Now, real quick here, I do see a couple blind fires coming my way. I count 2 shells here, so I can assume there's 2 heavies that just blind fire me there. But I want to get some damage in these E50s here, and the second I get the second shot off here, right now I know it's my time to run here. So I can assume the 2 heavies are going to be there. Now, I tried to avoid the first heavy here, but the second heavy kind of cuts me off. It's a smart play on his part to cut me off that way. And I'm not really able to completely run away without getting like shot here. Like this, you can see the MLE here, he's trying to cut me off, and he will cut me off kind of. I will take a lot more damage from this guy. Now, here he does kind of get lucky. He does track me, and the second MLE does get another shot into me here. But all I'm doing right now is I'm trying to waste time here. I'm trying to drag these guys away from the fight because I want my team to win the main fight, which is on the med side here. So here I do get away. Now, you can see I'm a one-shot basically. It's, not really the greatest situation for me, but the fact that I'm still alive and their heavies cannot catch me is going to mean the world here. And so here, I know I'm unspotted, going to give him a shot in the back here. Now I can see he's kind of not really paying attention to me, so I'm going to put another shot into him here. And yeah, for some, like at the time here, it seems like my team should be winning the side on the A here. They had a big advantage, they had 2 heavies basically killing me. And we should have very easily won that. But for some reason they don't. I'm not really 100% sure what happened exactly, but as you can see, it's kind of like not really a good situation. Like we're winning by tanks right now, but we're losing by HP. We have 2 one-shots. One of them just went down, so now it's a 4v4, and the enemy team seems a lot more healthy than we are, However, we do have the light tank still alive, which you will see how important it is to stay alive in a light tank. Even if you're a one-shot, you can still be a menace, It's a very strong tank here. Now, game has become a 3v3 here. I'm trying to farm off this 215B as much as I can. Really difficult shot for me to pen there, and I'm just doing my best here to try to like be helpful for my teammate. But I know my last surviving teammate on the med side here, his days are limited. He has nowhere to go. He's gonna get caught out, and my priority here is to try to like do as much damage as I can off of him. And I need to somehow at least like get a tank out. I have to try to make this at least a 2v1. It's only doable if it's a 2v1. If it's 3v1 is very hard to win that. So this 215B does kind of mess up here. He does give me a lot of damage that, to be honest, he shouldn't have. And this will be a mistake, really a big mistake here. Now, he does miss his shot on him. I kind of had to peek him there. We got lucky. We get the max roll, actually, so that's really nice. But yeah, now I'm 100% at one shot, I could have actually died to that 215B earlier if he shot HE at me, but he didn't, and we got a little lucky there. But, in a situation like this where you have no right to win this game, you kind of have to rely a little bit on luck, and I had to take a risk there, and that's kind of how you win like clutches like this, especially in a tournament setting. You have to really like take a little bit of risk sometimes, and yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Now I am at the moment trying to relocate toward the another position here. I don't want to be like, they already know where I was. They know I was in the middle of the map here. If I stay there, it doesn't do me any good. You have to like use your mobility to your advantage, you know. And it will be to our advantage. In this situation here, we're going to catch a guy off here a little bit. Now, it's not enough to kill him, but as you can see, he's still looking toward the middle of the map here. He expects me to be where I last was. He's not going to expect me to be somewhere else. So whenever you're in a clutch situation, you're the last one alive, you have to clutch a game out, you have to be unpredictable, especially when you have like a big disadvantage. You know, you cannot like you have to take a little bit of risk. Now, obviously, what I did there, it could have backfired completely. They could have been like pre-aiming me, and I could have died. But as you can see, I'm going to play this game a little bit risky here because I will not win this game by playing safe, right? And that's just something I want to make sure you guys understand. And like in a tournament setting, in a game where, you know, you really like don't have a lot of like options, you know, you have to kind of take a little bit of risk sometimes. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't work, you know, but that's the thing. You're in a big disadvantage, you know, you're not going to make it work by playing it safe. So anyways, I can see they're capping A here, and they do have the cap lead, as you can see. Now in this situation, you know, the whole game caps didn't really matter, but now it does, because it's such a close game, and you know, they can't really catch me and I cannot really catch them. You know, they have a pretty healthy MLE. I can maybe try to kill the one-shot MLE, but the super healthy one, he has to mess up big time for me to be able to kill him. And I know, and these are decent players here that we're fighting, so these are nothing's gonna be an easy kill for me here. Everything's gonna be like really hard work for us. So I'm gonna go cap C just to make sure the caps aren't like too different. I know they have the cap lead, but you know, as long as the caps aren't like massively like in favor of them, it's still doable for me to win this game by caps. And that's kind of what we're gonna try to do here. Now here I'm taking a little bit of a risk again. I'm really trying to find this one-shot MLE, and you can see what I'm doing here. It's kind of risky again, and I could have died for this. And now we do find him. We find him here, and we get the kill. That is a huge kill. The game has completely shifted now because of that one kill. Completely different game. Now I got very lucky here that the other MLE that wasn't able to kill me. The other MLE was kind of like far away from his buddy, which to be honest was a bit of a mistake here. But I can see he's coming towards me now, and obviously I wanted to cap the A base there, but I knew there's no time to cap it. You know, if I stay too long there, he's just gonna trap me there. So I have to like make some distance. I have to get away from him, so I can use my camo to my advantage, you know. And we're gonna do that. We're gonna get away now. I do outspot him here, and we're gonna, as you know, the T100 has tracer shells in it, right? So if you shoot somebody spotted for 20, this is gonna be very useful here. So we shot him here once, we didn't even get spotted for it, and now we know where he is for the next 20 seconds. That is a huge advantage. Now based on where he is, you can see very clearly that he's still on the A side there. He's not like going anywhere. You know, like he's still on A, he's still spotted. We know where he is, so we're gonna use this time to cap B. And as you can see, look at the timer up top. There's only 50 seconds left here. It's a very close game. 50 seconds left, and he's a little too far away from B to stop me from capping it. So what I'm going to try to do here, I'm going to try to cap B and immediately get out of B, because I know he's going to come for B to side. He has to, right? There's no option. The only option he has here is to cap B. He cannot just like leave me with B, especially with 30 seconds left. You know, he's going to lose the game by caps here. Now I spot him coming up here, and I use the building as cover to try to get around him. And I know he's heading for B, right? So I know he's heading for B, so I'm kind of using that against him. Like, I know he's driving towards B, so now I'm using that as time to drive towards A. He cannot do two things at once. He cannot cap B and pre-aim me exiting, right? So I'm going to use that to my advantage. Now he's capping B, which is exactly what I predicted he's going to do. And there's only 15 seconds left. And by the way, it takes a little bit of time for him to cap here, so he's not going to have that much time to cap, you know? And I think in this situation, I think I've already won the game. There's a couple seconds left. Now he has capped the base here, 4 seconds. And just to guarantee the win here, I'm going to get into the A base just to stop it. And we've won the game, guys, at 725 caps. Whereas, like, we won the game by really 10 caps. That's it. That's it. That's how I won this game, just by 10 cap points. Again, probably one of the best clutches I've ever done, you know, in a tournament setting. And yeah, I just kind of want to show, like, the power of a light tank. You know, obviously, I usually show you guys, like, you know, like pub games and stuff like that, streams and stuff. But I thought this was really cool. Wanted to show that with you. Now, obviously, I am kind of playing with, you know, not really the entire Origin team that, you know, you guys are used to seeing, but it doesn't matter, you know. In the end, if you have a light tank that stays alive, light tank can, you know, really be useful. And yeah, I mean, the kind of way I played this game here is you can obviously play the exact same way in a pub game. You know, nothing's different. It's just the only difference, the only thing that makes it a little bit more, you know, special, I guess, is that the fact that I'm playing against good players here. I mean, you can see their stats. These are all like pretty, you know, 70%. You know, like these are good players. Everybody here is basically 70% plus, you know, so it's like every player on this team is good. Alright guys, we've reached the end of the video here. Now, I hope you guys definitely enjoyed that. I think it was pretty interesting as well to see a tournament clutch in that kind of way. Usually tournament clutches are kind of hard to, you know, come across because most of the time in tournaments, especially if you're playing against like good team like Rejects, you know, it's pretty difficult to clutch a game like this, you know, because enemies don't really make that many mistakes. And although there was a couple of mistakes that were made in the set, you know, it wasn't like any massive mistakes, to be honest. They didn't really massively misplay, and overall was, you know, pretty nail-biting end to the game there. Also wanted to show you guys, in case you were wondering which tournament game this was here, if you go into my tournament history, you can see it will be this game right here. It was with this Origin team, so as you can see, I think only me and Rob are from like the actual Origin team. Everybody else is just a bunch of a little bit newer players who were happy to play along, and I definitely had fun with them. Now, unfortunately for this set, you can see we actually did end up losing the set on tiebreak on Middleburg, and the clutch that I just showed you guys, that was on the Winter Mal. I'm not really sure which spawn. I think it might have been the first or second one. Not 100% sure which one, but yeah, overall we lost the set there. So the games were really good. Massive GGs to Rejects there, who really played pretty well actually. To be honest, I didn't really show the rest of the replays, but in the grand scheme of things, they definitely deserve to win the series. You know, they played pretty solid, and even the game, like one of the games that we ended up winning there was, you know, almost a 1v3 essentially if you think about it. So a little unlucky for them, but overall I hope you guys enjoyed. Now, one thing as well I wanted to show you guys as well is the camo rating on the T100, guys. The camo rating on T100 is really good, and while moving it has almost 73 camo, which is crazy. And I think this camo rating is basically the reason why I was able to win this game, along with the tracer shells as well. At the end there, you guys saw how useful it was using tracer shells and camo net to go and cap B, which was huge, you know, and that B cap is the reason we ended up winning the game. And also getting away from B cap also helped us a lot, having good camo and stuff like that. So I think just showcases why the T100 for me was a tank that deserves to be an S tier. If you guys have not watched my tier list video, it's going to be linked in the top right here. Make sure you go check that out. I go into detail about all the tanks in the game, basically in tier 10, and I make a video about, you know, why I think you know, certain tanks are better than the other ones. So make sure you check that out. And if you guys enjoyed this replay, make sure you smash that like button and make sure you subscribe if you're new, and I catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.